I'm often asked the difference between separatists and Puritans, and I'm glad you asked because there's a big difference, and it's good for you to know. Now, at the time of the Mayflower sailing in 1620, the Catholic Church was gone, and the new church was the Church of England. Now, the Puritans thought they were way off track and did not like the direction they were going in, but they still felt that the church could be fixed from within. The separatists, on the other hand, did not. They thought the Church of England was so far gone that they needed to separate, separatists needed to separate and start fresh. Thus, they sailed on the Mayflower to the New World. Actually, first though, they did go to Leiden in Netherlands, and they tried there. It didn't work, so that's when they came back, got on the Mayflower in 1620, and came to the New World, and that was their reason for coming this way. Not everybody, by the way, who sailed on the Mayflower was coming for religious reasons. A lot of them were business people like William Mullins. He was a very successful shoe merchant in Dorking, Surrey, in England, and he came to expand his business. He was also one of the merchant adventurers who was funding the Mayflower voyage. John Alden is another example. He was a master cooper. That's the person who takes care of the barrels. And because he was a master cooper, he was an artisan. He was not part of the crew. Now, he was not coming for religious reasons. He was going with the crew and then decided to stay on because he was a young guy. And why not? What great adventure. But let's get back to the Puritans and the separatists. So here come the separatists in 1620 on the Mayflower. They found Plymouth Colony and also forged a really close and good working relationship with their new allies, their native allies, the Wampanoag, the Pokanoket. And that was a good working relationship. The Pilgrims on the Mayflower were a lot more of humble means, I guess I would say. They are educated and some are wealthy, but for the most part, they were of more humble means. And they really respected the land and the people they encountered. 10 years later, here come the Puritans. They go and settle Massachusetts Bay Colony up near what is now Boston. And they have a very different outlook. They are a lot wealthier and they are a lot more aristocratic, and they look down very much on not only the natives they encountered, but also the Plymouth Colony Pilgrims. They didn't think much of them either. They were not particularly nice to anybody, and thus the groups did not get along well. It is important to note that a lot of the not nice things that these Puritans did in Massachusetts Bay Colony is often today put at the feet of the Pilgrims in Plymouth Colony, these separatists, because the Pilgrims are famous. They came on the Mayflower, they're famous. And so it's easy to, if you're working on a narrative and you want it to sound good, to stick it with the famous people that people have heard of. It's unfortunate and it's incorrect, but we're here to correct the record, and I hope you now know the difference between separatists and Puritans. There's a lot more to it, but that's a basic for today. Have a great day. Bye.